Hello, my name is Mariana, and this is a reading today for Gemini. Gemini, I don't know if you've heard it, but right when I was just starting to talk, there was this thunder right over here. I don't know if it picked up on the camera, but anyways, so we're starting your reading with a thunder, right? So this promises to be a reading with this big energy, and I feel like there is, not only because if you've seen the thumbnail, we start with three major arcana, right? This first part, the whole context of this reading is talking about something that you may be turning a blind eye, or you're trying not to see, or well, it's not like you're trying to dismiss it. It's just that you have grown accustomed to doing something or to seeing something in a kind of way, in a particular way, that you are very reluctant, I feel, to consider other options or other points of view. So we start with the Sun card, and right away when I was just lifting it up to show it to you, it came this other message, this second message, but I'll start with the message that came first, when it jumped out first when I was pulling the cards for you. So this card, actually, when I was shuffling, it flipped, it turned itself to see, like to show that it was the Sun, but then it flipped backwards, like facing down again. And I was just like curious, because it felt like you didn't want to see the Sun. It's almost like, the sensation when it's like it's too early, the sun is already out, but we just want to stay in bed for a little longer, right? So it's like so the message that came through first is like, Gemini, the sun is rising, wake up, right? And so I saw you like consciously, intentionally turning this blind eye, like flipping the sun, not wanting to see, shutting the curtains to sleep a little longer. And I wonder why is that? And so instantly, when I was just asking, right, who wants to, just perhaps my human self asking, who wants to turn this brightness of the sun down, right? But perhaps for you, Gemini, either it's too early, in a sense that maybe you're not feeling quite ready to wake up. This is all metaphorical, obviously, but you interpret it as it makes sense to you, or so either it's too early and you're feeling unprepared or not rested enough, right? Or maybe this is blinding you, right? So you just don't want to see it. You are purposefully shutting it down, right? But I feel like there's more with the sun. It's almost like there is so much more information for you. Oh, I didn't even say, Gemini. So I'm doing the reading with my own deck. I just jumped into the reading, so the cards are already talking. Anyways, so coming back to your reading, I feel like there is more. I feel like this sun is wanting to bring you something, is wanting to, throw some light, bring some kind of clarity for you. But it's like, I feel like you're not feeling ready, Gemini, to see, right? To look through this new perspective, or to this new information that is coming. I'm being corrected. It's not new information. It's something that perhaps you already know, but you don't want to deal with it right now, right? I feel like you're not feeling prepared for it somehow. So when I was asking why would you not want to see the light of the sun, right? So these three cards came together. We have the Hierophant, the King of Swords, and the Six of Cups. So this is you in the center, Gemini. It's interesting because whenever this King of Swords comes up, I always think of you. And there are other two air signs, right? The sword suit being the air element, and somehow I always associate it with Gemini. And it's interesting because I feel like you know, usually a king has grown to this wise position, has become very mature, right? But today what I'm seeing, it's like, it's not that the crown has become too heavy, it's just that it's rusty in a way. I don't even know if I'm using this word properly, but you know, it's like you have grown accustomed to being in this authority position, or it's almost like it's coming through as someone that has grown very much, right? But suddenly you have come to this place of, now the word that is coming through is stubbornness, right? As if, oh, so I've achieved this point of learning, now there's nothing else to learn, right? So it's almost like it's not that you're pushing yourself down, it's just that you are limiting your options. And I think the reason why I'm saying that is because of this Hierophant. Because, you know, when I asked about why you didn't want to look at the sun, Gemini, I got the answer from the Hierophant that you were following a protocol. And it's interesting because it's coming through with this very institutionalized perspective, as if like your family or your community, your friends, your religion, your philosophy of life, these rules and regulations, these dogmas in a sense, these sets of traditional way of doing things, right? Especially of thinking, right? These beliefs are keeping you stuck, or keeping, it's like, you know, oh, this is interesting, as I said, is this contrast between the brightness of the sun that is pure, right? And your crown that was shining, right? But in order to keep this crown shining, you have to constantly clean it and cleanse it, and you know, because otherwise it will turn rusty, as I feel like it is right now, because you have grown accustomed to these traditions, to these sets of rules, to what you have learned, right? And it's interesting because with the Six of Cups afterwards, it's like it's related to this tradition that you have been taught, or these lessons that you have been given in the past, that for you they hold an emotional trigger, an emotional cord in a sense. But what I was seeing first, oh, something that I don't know if I said, what I got when I showed this card for you, but it's like, do you see these triangles around the circle? So these are multiple sets of perspectives, right? So it's related to this set of rules. In a sense, this Hierophant is representing only one triangle in a sense, right? But to have the sun open this reading for you, Gemini, I want to say there are so many other perspectives, there are so many other points of view that you're missing, that you are, you know, reluctant to see, or that you are, you know, intentionally turning a blind eye, because so far you have always done things like that. You have always followed the rules. You have always, you know, just you were just, what I was getting is like you were always going to the same church, following the same priest. And I'm not a religious person, right? So I don't know much, and I tend to stay away of that place because I don't know. So I don't want to speak something I don't know, but it's just what I'm getting, right? Anyways, so in a way, it's like, yes, this holds a very, it's almost like this cord, this emotional cord, right? That's why you have always done that, because it has always been the right path in a sense, right? Because it was connected. It's interesting, the Six of Cups having this image of this cord but connected to the heart. But you know, it's almost like, because I'm seeing this rusty crown of yours, Gemini, it's like this rusty mind, right? It's like you have not exercised your mind because you have grown accustomed by thinking always through this same perspective. So, and it's interesting because, you know, what I'm seeing also with these two cards, it's like, if you turn your back to these rules, to this institution, to this religion, to these groups, in a sense, right, to this community or whatever, it's like this cord will be cut in a sense. And so I feel like you are here in this center position, not knowing exactly what way to turn, because you don't want to, you know, there's more. That's the thing. You know there's more. You know there are other perspectives. You know that there are other points of view that could be so enlightening for you, Gemini. You know, there is this sense of knowing that the sun is there, but not wanting to look directly at it. Because if you do so, in a sense, I feel like you'll feel, or these ones who you have this emotional attachment to, right, to your past, right? It's like cutting cords with your history, with your past, with your traditions, with your family, with your church, with whatever. And I feel like you can hold there for so long, right? Because this crown is turning rusty, and your knowledge, it's like you want to expand this knowledge. You are curious, right? Your mind is asking to see through other perspectives, right? And you already know that, right? But somehow there's something that is holding you back, right? And so it's beautiful because these three cards, they are showing me that you are really at a crossroads, but in a sense, there is a way out. And perhaps, you know, feeling like you're stuck because you don't want to cut any cords, right? Because they are very emotional to you, right? But in a sense, you don't want to disappoint the tradition that educated you, that perhaps the people that have given you this sense of community, of belonging. This is the word that's coming through, right? So you don't want to break that in a sense, but I feel like it's like there is this urge in you, right? This intuition in you, and it's, you already see the brightness of the sun, especially because of this magician, right? So we have the magician, we have the Page of Swords, and we have the Five of Pentacles. So this magician is talking about, so all of these perspectives, right? All of these rays of light, in a sense, even though you are trying to hide them, even though, you know, you're trying to put this hat on top of the sun, right, to cover it up, to not see, I don't know if you've seen, but here, all of these glimpses, all of these sparks, you know, because the brightness of the sun is so strong, is so powerful, no matter how much you try to cover it up, you know, it will, this light, the light from the sun, will find these holes and gaps to reach you, right? And this is what is making you uncomfortable, because I feel like, in a way, what you are receiving, no matter how much you try to conceal it. Conceal it, is it the word? I feel like it is. Conceal it, right? Or lock it down. So this light is stronger, right? The light is more powerful. The sun is more powerful. These other perspectives are calling you, are trying to shine a light on you. And this is making you feel like a youngster, so it's interesting. It's related to this remembrance of the past. It's almost like before you were this King of Swords, and the emotional attachment to this tradition, to these people, to this community, is because they know who you were before you became who you are today, right? So they've seen the start of your path in a sense. So it's almost like, so there are two things. One, you're afraid to come back to this innocent, immature. You are afraid of becoming immature again, right? But you're not growing. It's like you're settling for less than you see, right? Because what I'm getting also is that your vision is it goes further than these ones, right? So they only see so far because they are attached to the tradition, to these rules and regulations, right? But you see the light of the sun in a sense, right? And so the first thing that I was seeing with the Page of Swords was this immaturity. Like, you're feeling, Gemini, like you're falling backwards, right? You are regressing in a sense. But so the second thing is this guidance from this magician, right? Because it's almost like this magician is playing double duty, because at the same time, it's your intention to hold off the sun, right? To try to cover the light of the sun. The message beyond it is like, no matter how much you try to cover the sun, this light is more powerful than you, and it will reach you no matter what. Because it's like, so it's beautiful. It's like the message that was coming through before this Page of Swords appeared. It's like, stay hungry for knowledge, Gemini. Don't settle for what you have already learned, right? Because yes, you have come to this place of maturity and growth and wisdom, but if you stay in this position and just settle there, it's like, you have to keep cleansing the crown, right? And in a sense, it's like you have to keep motivating your thoughts. You have to keep moving your thoughts, right? Your mind cannot settle with one kind of point of view, one perspective only, right? It has to expand, right? And so what I was seeing, ending with this Five of Pentacles, right after the Page of Swords, right? Staying hungry. You're not going to fall into this immaturity again, right? It's just this hunger that a child has, right? That it's just so eager to learn. It's something that came through in yesterday's reading for Taurus too, right? The eagerness to learn. So don't be afraid to step into that position again, to be a student, to be a child in a sense, with this open mind. Because in a sense, what I was seeing with this Five of Pentacles, usually I see this as this axe on a map, just indicating this spot, this place, this location, very earthly bound. But today what I was seeing is a crossroads. It's like your sensation at this point, Gemini, is that as if you are at this crossroads, not knowing what to do, because you don't want to disappoint these people, you don't want to cut these cords because they are very important to you, right? It's like it's like you feel that if you choose, because what I'm seeing here, it's like you're this pentacle in the middle, and it's not that you only have these two options in front of you, right? Being a crossroads. It's like if you turn around and just see from a different perspective, right? Not only the ones that you have already been taught. If you turn around, you'll see that there are two other options, and others and others and million of other options. It's like you're settling for this or that, you know, in your mind. You only have these two options, whether it is like continue to do whatever you were doing, following the rules, and, you know, keeping this cord tight in a sense, right? But the other option that you're seeing is cutting this cord entirely, and, you know, disappointing these ones. And that's not the message from the sun, right? This is the reason why I feel like you're afraid of seeing the sunlight, because it's like being at this crossroads, like you're just seeing these two options, but in reality there is more. So open up to other possibilities, right? Try to see from a different point of view. Turn around, look at where you are through this 360 point of view, right? 360 is the sphere, the circle, right? So there are you know, countless number of options that you're not considering because you're only seeing these two in front of you, right? So turn around, Gemini. I'm going to pull more cards for the extended, and also I'm going to pull from the astrological runes for you as a final guidance. So if you want to join me there, I'll be happy to see you. If not, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye, Gemini.